parental responsibility, with me being a student, for him to fund my alcoholism, but it's not quite gone like that. Fortunately, the government have stepped in and they've helped me out with it, so it's all good. It's all good. But I like to look on the bright side of life, in all respects, and my dad's a little problem. I also look on the bright side of this. I mean, he's always reliable to get the rounds in down the pub. Admittedly, they are all for himself, and that is the only thing you can rely on him for. But you know, it's the thought that counts. The thought that counts. He still offers to give me lifts, you know, to places that I want to go to. When I was a kid, you know, places like, you know, football, Chinese, the Fox and Hound, the Queen's Head, Dog and Duck, White Hart, Red Lion. Yeah, places that we want to go to. And I swear that he would take me to these places if he still had his licence. But he's not your sort of cliched social recluse sort of drunk either. You know, he still invites me round his for a drink, obviously. And all we have to do is wait for my grandparents to leave the house, and we're free to raid the drinks cabinet to our heart's content. I always found it a little bit ironic that when I left my parents' house, he moved back into his. When I got my driver's licence, he lost his. I can only assume that based on that logic, the day I lost my virginity was the worst day of his life. So I've developed this sort of theory now that on the male side of the Talbot bloodline, only one person is allowed to possess any sort of positive virtues or traits. And I'm lucky enough to have that at the moment. But I am fucked if I have a son. So I've developed this sort of anti-Henry VIII, anti-China sort of policy, where I'm praying for a daughter. But either that, or if I do have a son, then they will be condemned to a life as a middle-aged virgin, housebound, and therefore socially inept. Which was actually the prediction that my careers guidance counsellor gave me in secondary school. So, in a way, he'd be following in the potential footsteps of his father, which is something I never want to do myself. But I should have seen the signs, really. When I was younger, he used to invite his mates over, and they all liked a bit of the booze. So when I was about 6 or 7, I remember this guy came up to me. He went, you're Ian's son, aren't you? Aren't you, Martin? Yeah. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, but one of those Thunderbird Islands, yeah, one of those. Tracy Island, he said, with a 6-year-old head. Yeah, I'll get you one of those, and I'll get you loads of money as well for your games for your Sega Mega SNES. I'm thinking, wow, like this man I've never met before is getting me all these presents that every kid wants for Christmas at the moment. Obviously we can step back from this situation and realise that man was either a paedophile, my dad in disguise, or something that we come across on a regular basis, which is a drunken man making promises that he won't be keeping. Promises like, yeah, I'll clean it up in the morning. Or, yeah, I always wear protection. And my personal favourite, son, I wouldn't miss your birthday for the world. It's not true. It's not true. He never promised that, he just didn't turn up. So my dad isn't the greatest dad in the world from that, but he's not the worst either. I think God is in the running for that particular accolade. Alright, I know I've done that, very controversial, I know, because what I've done there is for God under the same umbrella as Josie Fritzl. And that's an error that not even Rihanna would make, despite her poor track record with men. Chris Brown? Good. Yes, good. Right, yeah, but God only took an interest in his son after he became famous. You know, I can only assume he wanted to cash in on him, you know. Where was he in the early days, the early carpentry days, in his troublesome teenage years where Jesus would get his fix off wood glue? You know? Nowhere. You know? Then the miracles started happening. You know, he could make food appear from nowhere, make wine flow from taps. Suddenly God gets off his cloud and starts taking notice. Actually, to be honest, I think my dad would start taking notice if I could turn water into wine as well. Also, also he set the bar too high as well. For Jesus to top his Father, he would have to create heaven and earth in 6 days or less. Now, if you or I were to create heaven and earth, or an earth rather, regardless of how long it would take us, I think our dads would be pretty proud of us. Now Jesus goes to his dad and goes, Dad, God's there with a paper. Don't know why he's omnipresent. He's everywhere. Yeah, he's there with paper, feet up, kind of bitter, a stool next to him. I've sort of portrayed God as a sort of working class dad, working class northern dad rather, sort of the kind of dad who does love you, but will never tell you, and if you step out of line, he will beat you. The problem with this, and for the rest of this roleplay, is that I can't really do a northern accent, so it's good fun. Okay, so Jesus goes up to Dad, or God rather, goes, Dad, I fed 5,000 people today with a handful of bread and fish alone. Is that right, son? Is that right? Tell me, did you create heaven and earth afterwards? No, but I fed 5,000 people. 5,000 people. Keep trying, son, keep trying. You beat your old man one day. But, you know, I've pulled off arguably the greatest catering job in the history of mankind. Look, son, would you pipe down, for my sake? Why don't you go and make yourself a chest of drawers or something? You're good at that, aren't you? It's that Joseph, isn't it? Keeps putting ideas in your head. And that Mary, she don't have beaver, you know. Never send a virgin to do an experienced woman's job. So, you say that's brilliant? Oh, thank you. Probably because I've been saying that you're brilliant for staying here for 24 hours. So, can we have an applause for Sophie, who's been here since the start? And I would have no material to compare if you weren't here. Okay, you're going to have to remind me where I was, Sophie, by the way. An experience with us. Okay, yeah. So all these years of neglect, you know, it's got to have an effect on a kid. You know, no wonder Jesus became a dirty hippie that wouldn't wash. And who could blame him? You know, he became too trusting as well. Put too much faith in any father figure that came along. Just ask Judas. Started stealing as well. Mainly loaves of bread and fish, but stealing nonetheless. And I can't help but think, if God had concentrated on parenting rather than creating the earth, then we'd all be reading about how Jesus could knock out the best table and chairs this side of Bethlehem. And you know, we'd still worship a cross, but we'd be worshipping the fine joinery work between how the small bits and large bits. And we'd have the opportunity to merge two pointless subjects, religious studies and woodwork, into one nice neat crossover. Yeah. So I've been Martin Talbot, you've been a great crowd, so thanks very much.